Hey there, Wendy here with Jazzydoodledesigns, and today we're going to look at what I bought this last month and a half or so. So let's take a peek. There isn't a lot, and I will be removing like covers and things like that so that you don't get the glare as we go on. So let's dive in. Okay, first up is the Distress Ink and Oxide Scorch Timber. This is the newest color that just came out. Now, I've been collecting Distress Ink since they first came out. Oh gosh, this was when my kids were younger, maybe 2005, 4, somewhere in that ballpark. They've been out quite a while, and they release them a little bit at a time. So at first I think they released them in groups of 12 maybe, up until a certain number, and then they started to trickle in. The last couple years they've been launching like 4 or 5 colors a year, and they just do one at a time. The Distress Oxides, however, I think didn't come out until probably, I don't know, 2017 or 18 maybe, somewhere in there. The Distress Ink come in the smaller cubes as well as these 3x3s, but at this point I'm invested in all the 3x3s, so I went and changed. If you as an adult colorist are interested in playing with these, you may want to consider getting the little one. I think they're 1.5 inches or 1 inch by 1 inch. 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches or 1 inch by 1 inch. I'm not sure which, but here are all of the colors that they come in. Now this has all of the colors, but unfortunately it doesn't have a little spot for the Scorch Timber. Now usually what I do, because this isn't my first rodeo, is I just will, the next 4, I will put, I'll put one here, one here, one here, and one here. And when those are all full of new colors, then I'll redo the entire chart because it takes a little bit of work to do the entire chart. But I love the Distress Inks and the Oxides. Now the Oxides have a little bit more of a chalky feel. I think that they're easier to blend. I really love the matte look of them. There is something called Distress Glaze, in which you can put over them to seal them in and make them waterproof. And you can put it over the Distress Ink as well, but it will kind of remove that chalky look if that's something that you don't like. But anyway, at this point I have all of the colors. This is the newest one, and so that's why I had to have it. Okay, carrying on in the Distress line. Are the Distress watercolor pencils. Now these are all essentially the same colors you just saw. This one actually has a block. This chart has a block for the Scorch Timber. However, I don't have the Scorch Timber pencil. It's the only one I don't have. But I had bought, these come in sets here. So this is set 4. Okay, so here is set 1. And you can see these are the colors that came in set 1. Now, I have, let me zoom in a little bit so that you can see. Okay, so this is set 1. This is set 3. So the first 3 came out a while back, maybe within the last year. And I bought those. And then just recently they came out with sets 4, 5, and 6. And it filled out the rest of the colors. Now, what I plan to do is probably take out like the white color, and I'll put my Scorch Timber in there. But what I've done is I've put them in Ranger's order. So I went on Ranger's website, and there's something called Organize Your Supplies, and it has charts for all of their different lineups. That's what I did with the inks as well. I got them from them. These are not charts that I've created. So it's not completely color family order, which I wish it was. So now I have a decision to make. Do I want to put them in my order and redo a chart, or just leave it this way? I'm inclined to probably leave it this way because I kind of like that, like, here is most of the greens. Now they come with a little plastic thing, and then you can just tip them right out. Now this entire thing is color, the watercolor pencil. So they're a woodless pencil. This is just like a plastic label. Not even plastic. It's like a paper label. And it has little notches on it to where you can unravel it as you go. Now, because this entire thing is pigment, these are going to last a really long time. But I really like the distress line, so I went ahead and purchased these. Now, would I say that these are better than Albert Dührer's? No, I wouldn't. They do have the same qualities as other distress watercolor or distress ink. And if you like working with this palette, then it is really nice. Like if I was to use distress ink on a background, I could literally match up colors in my picture, and that could be, you know, add some cohesion to your page. So that is nice, but is it something that I would say these are the end all of watercolor pencils? No, they're not. Now they are nice. They break down really well. As you can see, nowhere on here do you see granules of color. So I do feel like they are a nice pencil. But mainly I got them because I do work a lot with the distress inks, and I have for many, many years. So I'm pretty familiar with them. And so that's why I bought them. Next up, I'm going to hold this so that you don't get the glare, is these Derwent Graphite Tint. Now, this is a tinted graphite pencil. They are water soluble, so they act like a watercolor pencil. However, they're a lot more muted, and, you know, it's tinted graphite. And so you're not going to get those vibrant pops of color. It's going to be a lot more subtle. And so I think these would be really great for people that do a lot of landscape type of coloring. But I haven't even opened these. Quite honestly, I have debated on returning them because I don't know if I will be using them a lot. We'll see. Let me know in the comments if you have these and if you like them. Next up, let me back you out just a little bit, is these 60 Pit Pastel pencils. Now, these are Faber-Castell. They have a hinged lid, which is really nice. And these are similar in terms of being more muted. They are pastels, like the Mungio pastels. It's like that, only it's compacted into an actual pencil. So I played around in my Disney book. Okay, so this is just my Thomas Kincaid Disney book. I did this page with the pastels, and you can see the colored pencil versus the pastel. They're quite a bit more muted. Now I did there's some marker work in this, but I don't think I did any actual colored pencil. I think it's all just the Pit pastels and then Artisto, Tuliart and Posca pen, and the Pit pastel pencils. So you can see kind of the muted quality of that. So I have mixed feelings about these as well. These, I think, they're kind of scratchy when you put them down. There's a little bit of a ASMR going on. But that being said, they're not as scratchy as I thought they would be. And they're not bad to work with. They lay down a lot of pigment. So you can see, like, look how pigmented that is. Even a light color, let's pick like this light yellow here. Like, look how pigmented that is. Now, there is chalk dust. So that is something that you should be aware of. But if you like working with pastels, this would be a good choice. I don't know that this is going to be my new favorite medium by any means. Let me back you out now. But they are beautiful, and they are very well pigmented, and I think they could be used pretty easily, like to do a background like around a main image and then soften it out as it goes. Like if you didn't want to color the whole background, you just wanted that halo effect. I think these could be a really good choice for that. But yeah, so that's where those are. Next up, I have 2 coloring books, and then that'll do it for this haul. But this is Amazon lists it as City and Girl Coloring Book, Korean edition. I have heard these referred to as Momo books. So the author, I think, it's listed as Silver Moon. So I don't know if that's the translation of her name or what. But these are beautiful books. The paper is lovely. It is mostly portraits, but they're really fun pages. And, you know, if portraits are your thing, I think you could have an awful lot of fun with this. I will do a full flip through on the channel of this book because it really is beautiful. And I do want to play around in this book, especially using pan pastels for the faces. So, because they're bigger faces, this is a big book. It is 11 by 9. So it is a larger book. So you got some real estate to work with. The last book I got, I am super excited about this one. I will do a flip through on the channel of this. It is not a new book. It's just a new to me book. Diane DeFore. I'm not even going to try it. But it is this cute little dog book. And I do know that there's some challenges on Instagram where they pick a page. Like last month, I think it was this page for February, and everybody colored it. And I think there's another page for this month. I will have to check into that. But I will definitely be doing a flip through and also look for some pages to be done in this book. I know I say that about them all. I am working on it, guys. I really am. So that's going to wrap up this art haul. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Until the next time, take care. Thank you for watching another video from Jazzydoodledesigns. If you enjoy adult coloring content, please consider subscribing. You can now find me on Instagram and Facebook as well. I welcome all comments and suggestions. Don't forget to like the video before you go. And until next time, take care.